Good morning, YouTube. I won't be before you long, but I just had to sit here and do this quick upload because I have questions, a couple of questions anyway. For you people who are burnt out on the 5Babe hair situation and storyline, just click off, make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on yourself. Breaking up is so very hard to do. Here's my question. I thought we were supposed to be exposed to this. Somebody was selling bundles. I even thought maybe I'd get me an I Dream of Jeannie bundle myself. You know, sometimes you see the brothers, they look normal in front, and then you get behind them, and they got a great big old long ponytail, right? I might say, maybe I'll get me a bundle, child. I was putting in mind of this because one of the bus drivers here, Muni drivers, he looked regular from the in front of him as I was approaching him, but he has his uniform on. Even has a beard, lightly, you know, he looks well groomed and all that. But when I passed him, I see he's got this long ass braided ponytail going almost all the way to his ass, right? So I thought that's what we were talking about here, bundles, right? All the talk for the last couple of months has been about Five Monsters starting a new company. We're selling bundles. Bundles. Look at these bundles. Shoot, wiggle them in front of the camera and all this kind of stuff, right? So I'm trying to figure out. So we thought we could get bundles, right? Apparently, as best I could put together, the Five Monster had approached this Maturish to be one of her models because Maturish happens to review wigs, right? And apparently, a few days ago or a week or so ago, Maturish got something that was atrocious. Perhaps it was one of these bundles. I don't know. But she came on and she made those comments on Zoom, right? About the poor quality of the wig, of the box, of the packaging, and all this kind of stuff, right? Fast forward 2 days, now we're getting the unveiling. So if the woman said that the packaging was so atrocious and the wig was matted and all these things she said about the wig, how is she coming on few days later, unboxing the wig, which hasn't been opened? She unboxed it live on stage, right? So what I'm thinking is this. There have been 2 samples sent to Maturish. When the comments were heard about her experience with the first one, apparently a new wig was sent. So my question is, does this woman even sell this wig? Because the one that came from the second time is a fully formed wig, right? And it's got all of the inside. I don't know anything about wigs, but it looks like it's got all of the inside stuff. She goes through every detail of all the stuff in this. This is a person, whoever sent this wig, they make wigs, right? 5Babe, what she calls her company, was selling bundles. Am I right or am I wrong? She told us it was a bundles company. Now, I don't know where it went from wigs and hair and wig company, because the name was rushed. And they didn't think about it, because isn't that saying the same thing? It's hair. We don't believe it's actual hair growing out of people's head, right? So that is a wig you're talking about when you say hair and wig. So if it's a wig, that you're selling, and if it's hair that you're selling, isn't it the same thing? So before this company has even been launched, she has went from selling bundles to now fully formed wigs with all of the inside, the inners. You ladies got to figure this stuff out. All the inside stuff, all the bands inside and stuff. She has lace front wigs, and she showed us the lace front and all this kind of stuff. Isn't that a lot of development that went into this thing for a woman who is selling bundles of hair? In other words, unfinished hair. You sell the hair, you sew it into a wig kind of thing, right? So I'm very, very confused about the situation. Are you selling bundles or are you selling wigs? So apparently you're selling both now. Is that what we're supposed to believe, Five Monster? I'm just telling you about rumor has it. Rumor has it there's a possibility that this wig, the one that she unboxed, was not even your product. We already know you steal pictures, you steal other people's stuff off their websites and all this kind of stuff. Why wouldn't you send her someone else's fully formed wig for her to review it as your wig, right? Because you're selling bundles. I'm just curious, people. I'm just curious. All the talk 3 weeks ago was bundles, 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 bundles. And now you're pulling all these wigs out of the box. So are you stealing? Or I guess if you bought it, you can resell these wigs. But at some point, you must have switched over now. So what are you selling exactly? Are you still selling the bundles? Or now has this become a wig company? Make it make sense, Fine Monster. And you, Maturish, you make it make sense because you know the real deal. So if there was a tacky, hideous, horrible product sent initially, and if the Fine Monster heard what you said about that thing in the Zoom, wouldn't she be then motivated to do for a do-over? A do-over. Wouldn't it be simple just to put someone else's fully formed wig, a different product, and send that to her as these are the bundles? Do the bundles have anything to do with this wig? You're going to say, oh, you got to use the bundles to make the wig. You got to use it. Well, why aren't you presenting that then? You're telling us it's a fully formed wig. And it looks like someone who makes wigs did it. So what are you selling, Fine Monster? Are you selling bundles? Or are you selling wigs? And what is... Why did this other product come where Maturish felt so confident? For me, if I had opened up a box and it was a mess, and the packaging was a mess, the hair was a mess, the shit was matted and all that, the last thing I want to do is be live online. Hold on a minute, people. As I said, I'm just like the lying preacher. I won't be before you long. If I got this horrible product that's matted, it's ugly, the packaging is all screwed up, it stinks, it broke my whole damn head out, would I go live and then open up a box live online? Didn't Maturish say in this last video that she doesn't do live videos? She doesn't do live videos. She does uploads like what I'm doing right now, right? So if you reviewed all of these wigs, these hundred or so wigs, all uploads, what motivated you now to do this one live? And why did you have all of this packaging and so forth all opening up live when you said you had already opened the wig? You were cutting open things on live online, which tells us that there was more than one wig sent. There was the original Fine Monster mess that was sent. And then for the do-over, you sent someone else's product. We're just guessing because you sell bundles. Am I right or am I wrong? You sell someone else fully complete product. You put it in this packaging which maybe had arrived days later. And you resent it to her. And now she felt so confident that this was a right wig that she opened it up live online, something that she never does. All she does is review wigs every week, every 2 weeks, wigs. But for some reason, yours had to be opened up live online. So are you lying to us, Fine Monster? Does that particular wig that she pulled out of that box, some say it wasn't all that great. I don't know, because I don't wear wigs. I'm not a woman. But I thought the packaging, it seemed like it was a very complex kind of thing. And then the way she went over all the details of this wig and all this kind of stuff, I was saying, well, wait a minute. Something's not right here. There are flies in the soup. This woman sells bundles. Or did she recently change the company to the hair and wig company? Hair and wig company. So the first hair you're selling, so you're saying that if it's synthetic, then it's a wig, and if it's real hair, then it's not a wig? What the hell is this? Hair and wig company. Hair and wig. Isn't it all wigs? And what happened to the bundles? You mean to tell me that you have went from a woman who sells bundles of hair to make wigs to fully formed wigs before the whole thing was even launched? Fine Monster? I'm sorry, darling. We are going to have to see this website. It is time to get down to tax. And it's a lesson in this for you, Fine Monster, because you're going to, they all talking about me. They hate us. Maybe you should cut out that kind of language. Everybody's jealous of you, and everything is tied to this five monster company and all this kind of stuff. You are in the business of roasting and gagging, right? It is your job to get these people to talk about you. I don't know that I would want a legitimate company to be attached to a gossip, whatever this shit is, right? Because I counted, they made like 8-9 videos on you yesterday. Oh, none of them very flattering, Fine Monster. So maybe you need to rethink that, right? Maybe we need to have more separation between this Babe Nation and this wig company. But the first question is, are you selling bundles or are you selling wigs? Which is it? So and if people order these things off of your website, are they going to be given the option of buying bundles separately? I imagine that's what happens in kind of one of these beauty supply stores. You can buy bundles or you can buy the wigs. But you're telling us you ain't saying nothing about forming no wigs or building no wigs or making no wigs or sending no bundles to your hair people who make the damn thing. You're presenting this is the product right here. These fully formed wigs with the whole lining inside and all the stuff, the details that go into these things. I mean, I learned a lot about a wig. I tell you that, Ms. Maturish. But you know the truth. You know the truth. And you know that was not that woman's product. So if she's selling bundles, did she go and get another wig made in those 2 days? Is that what we're to believe? Or did she simply take someone else's wig, cut the tags out of it, put it in a box, and present it, this is my product? So are you selling $22 bundles? Or are you selling fully formed $400 and $500 wigs? Which is it? Why would you send a woman a $500-$600 wig or $400 whatever they cost? Why would you send her that if that's not what you're selling? You say you're selling bundles. We need clarity here, Fine Monster. Another point. This is totally unrelated to that. I bumped into the eyebrow lady yesterday, and I was paying attention to how many times she said, "We are family. We are family. We are." And I thought, well, then maybe that's it. Y'all remember that back in the 60s and 70s, when the pimps, these guys had hats like a woman's church hat, right? Leopard skin all on the inside and pink on the top and all of this flashy stuff, this country ass shit, right? Big old collars and, oh my God, they were a mess. They always looked like clowns. And the regular people would wonder, well, why would somebody, if a woman was going to do something like that, if she was going to support somebody she thought was her man or whatever, why would she pick these people with these clown suits on, these pink jumpsuits and shit, big ass collars, rings on every finger, chains all around their neck? Obviously, these men were not of very high intelligence, but these men identified something. They identified something in these lost girls. A need to belong. A need for a family. She must have said family 10 times in that damn video yesterday. That this was her family, club chat. So I'm just putting out there as a question. Is he identifying? Because I don't know what his background is either. This is a girl from foster care. What is going to be the dream, the hope and the dream, the primary thing for a young person, a kid, brought up in foster care, person doesn't have any parents. What is going to be their primary need in their life? A family. They have a need to belong to something. Who do we know on YouTube who dealt with foster kids on a regular basis? They knew what the need of a foster child was. They've heard their cries at night. They've stood by their bedside and see them calling out for mama, 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 daddy, daddy, daddy. Is it all connected? Is it all connected? Because there's psychology involved in Club Chat. There's a psychology there. Are these just foster kids who grew up to be adults, who still have that longing, that need? And so when they get this guy who ran foster care, to come in and give them what they need, that sense of family. Is that what it is? Is it just like a pimp girl? Is it one with all the gold teeth in their mouth and all this kind of stuff? Is that what they're looking to those people for? I'm just curious. People, I got questions this morning. But let's start with the bundles to fully formed wigs. We want to know what you're selling, woman. Only one way this is going to be settled. We need the website. Have a good day, people.